There are so many different things that we can teach our kids that it can be really overwhelming, but their interest will tell us exactly where we need to put our energy. A lot of the different aspects of learning styles you have to sort of study and learn about and discover what it is and ask your kids and write it down and find a plan. But when it comes to interests, they know what they are. You literally just have to ask your child, what are you interested in doing? The problem with interest is not discovering what it is. The problem is for us to get out of the way of it and also to provide the opportunities for them to really succeed where they need to succeed without getting burnt out ourselves. So that's what I want to talk about, not necessarily what their interests are, because your kids will be able to tell you they're super interested in dogs, or they really like paint, or they really like building things or taking things apart or cooking things or whatever. They know what they're interested in, but figuring out which interests are going to stick around for a while is really key to be able to know where to put our energy. So the first thing that this book does, this Discover Your Child's Learning Style, what they do is they have your child list all 10 things, just 10 things that they're interested in. What are you interested in the world? What makes you excited? What makes you want to get up in the morning? The kids list all 10 of them. Then they go through your child and they put them in priority, 1 to 10. What is the most interesting to you and what is the least interesting? And what this does is it shows you as a parent the things that are sort of popping right now that are, hey, somebody mentioned this and this is really cool, or I saw a video on this and I'm passionate about it for the next 2 seconds, versus the things that might stick around for a while. So the top 5 things are the ones that you really want to maybe put some effort into. Maybe you enroll them in a class for that, or maybe you have them in that sport, or whatever it is that they are interested in, you'll put a little bit of effort into it. Whereas the bottom 5, you just verbally buy in. You be interested. You know, when they want to tell you how absolutely cool it is that they figured out this pendulum thing, and did you know how books were bound, and are you aware of what happens in this factory? Very cool. Maybe go watch a YouTube video on it. Be interested with them because your excitement communicates itself to them, but don't invest yourself, money or time. You know, it's not something that's going to stick around very long. So just that level of interest for your child, love it, encourage it, that's awesome. But if you're going to put your energy anywhere, put it on their top 5 interests, because that's the stuff that's going to stick around for a while. There's a pastor who had kind of a rotten experience in public school, that he just didn't get interested in anything and didn't really pursue anything, and everybody was upset with him because what's wrong with you and why won't you learn? And he grew up, and what he discovered was that people, and that includes children, study the things that delight them without coercion, without tests to study for, without school. The key, I discovered, was delight. It is the spark and motivation for all true study. Where there's no delight, there's no sustained effort to understand. All children are studying all of the time. Their interests may not seem important to us, but children are always applying themselves to learn what delights them. And how true is that? If you leave your kids alone, do they just sit and drool? I mean, they are interested in things. They want to do things. They want to figure things out. Of course, you can't have entertainment just there, easy to dull their brain. But if you take that away from them, they will naturally go and discover things and show what they are interested in. Becky Rupp is an author, and she's also a mother of 3. And what she said is, children, given the freedom to pursue their own interests, do. The writer's right. The scientists spend whole days in the basement where they've set up a chemistry lab. This means that not all academic subjects get equal enthusiasm, equal dedication, and equal time. My husband and I provide the fundamentals of a basic education, but the boys inevitably pick and choose. We lay it out, they get what they need, each according to his own gifts. And I think this is a really important key to understand in education, is that you're not going to succeed at absolutely everything. What would be the point of working with other people if we're all fabulous at everything we try? We are going to be good at some things, and we're not going to be good at other things. You need a sort of basic level of math and reading and history. And then beyond that, just follow your passion and become who you were supposed to be, with all of the things that naturally interest you, with all of the talents that you naturally have. You're going to become who you're supposed to be. Your kids are going to become who they are supposed to be. And this allows them to work with other people who have become who they're supposed to be. And then together we get all the bases covered. But it's just not a good education approach to try to make you be good at everything, because it's not possible, and it'll wear them out and they won't have time to pursue the things that really delight them. So the interests are the things that really truly delight them. And maybe that is sports, and maybe it is art, maybe it's creating things, I don't know, everybody's different. But allowing them to pursue the things that actually delight them creates such a full and exciting and passion-driven education. This is where people come out and become lifelong learners, because they know, I enjoy the process of learning because I get to learn about things that I really care about. And yes, there is that basic foundation of stuff that you need to know just to function in society. That doesn't take that long to teach them, though. Leave lots and lots of time for them to pursue their own interests and really be delight directed, because that is where so much passion is found and so much momentum is found in the learning process. So interests play a huge, huge role when it comes to education. If you will let most of the time be focused on what your kids are interested in, and that will change over time. You have to be able to adapt and say, now they're less interested in that and they're moving on to the next thing, because they're building an enormous foundation of education, and that takes time and it takes trying new things. But if you will let that be the driving force in most of the time, then your kids will have a fabulous education, because they're always interested in new things, and they're going to be pursuing the things that they're going to want to pursue for the rest of their lives. And so they'll have this great foundation that you have helped them build. So following people's interests is really, really important to getting a great education. That is it, and I will see you on the next one.